Welcome back on the Fairlane again today. Those of you just joining, my name's Mick. We're working on my grandfather's 1970 ZC Fairlane, which has been basically in storage for quite a significant period of time and hasn't really been driven since about sort of the mid-2000s. And it's been an ongoing saga trying to get it running. We managed to get the engine turned over. We managed to get it running by pouring fuel down the carby. Refresh the cooling system, put a new radiator in, water pump, thermostat housing, fuel pump, new coolant. We flushed out the fuel lines back to the tank. We pulled the tank out and quickly realised that it was too far gone to really worry about it. So ordered another tank. We then tried to get it just running off a jerry can in the back of the car. Quickly realised that we've got a carby issue with it flooding, possibly a needle and seat issue. Special thanks to that person that commented on my previous video. And that's sort of the reason why I do upload these videos is I'm no expert, nor do I pretend to be. And having people comment and offer their advice and feedback helps me steer in the right direction, I guess. And yeah, as the old adage goes, a mistake made is a lesson learnt, so much appreciated. Anyway, let's get into it. Another day. Alright, today we're going to remove the carby because it's absolutely cactus and pissing out fuel everywhere, and take it off to be reconditioned. Let's do it. Carby's off. Just have to undo the choke here and the throttle linkage. Inlet manifold's pretty crusted up. At least, hey, with the carby off, I can now get to it and clean it up. Alright, so this is the carby. It's just a 2-barrel Autolite 2100. It's even got the original tag on it, which is pretty cool. Have to look up what some of these codes mean. I think it relates to what engine it's sort of supposed to be on and that sort of thing, but apparently it's quite uncommon to have the tag still there, so pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty crusty. It's a good clean out. I know nothing about carbies, and just rotating this, it just feels pretty gunked up. The shaft feels pretty good. So anyway, it's 4 bolts on the top. So these 2 here, another 2 there, and should be able to get to the top of it. My contemplation cuppa here to give me a hand. Anyway, let's get going. Alright, pull the top of the carby off. Managed to salvage this gasket as best as I could by just surgically removing it. It's pretty crusted up in there. I just noticed the float is what looks to be a plastic one, which I don't believe is original, so it's had a little bit of work done in here previously, which is no surprise considering its age. But I guess now just remove this spring here, and that should reveal the needle and seat there. I can have a look at it. It's got a bit of crud on the bottom, to be expected, so I'll give it a good clean out as well. Cleaned up the carby. So basically, just to recap, I pulled off the top of the carburetor, pulled out the float and the needle, and it was actually stuck open. So I cleaned that up as best as I could. And while I was there, I cleaned the inside of the carby, made it look as good as I can, and also just did a quick job on the outside. Looks much better than what it was before. But I just want to see if I can get this thing running off the jerry can in the back of car. So, all right, let's chuck it back on the car. I've got this block which sits under the carby, and it recirculates crankcase gases. The gasket got destroyed, so I just whipped up another one out of gasket paper. I'm just going to reuse the old gasket that goes to the inlet manifold. So I'll bolt those two together now. Alright, got the carby all bolted up, ready to go. Lost that spring there for a while, that was interesting. But I double checked everything. I had a bit of a coolant leak with this sort of heater tap thing here, so I just put a blank on there. Connected the one vacuum line, and let's kick her in the gut, see how she goes. Alright, just filled the fuel tank of the old girl with some 98 octane. It's got 3 times superior cleaning power apparently compared to 91. The 91 pump is broken, so that's basically why I got it. But anyway, let's chuck this in the back of the car and strap it up. And we have one jerry-rigged jerry can of fuel ready to go. So she's all strapped up. That ain't going nowhere, kind of, sort of. A bit better now. Fairly significant exhaust leak down that sort of passenger side. A little bit of a carby leak on the bottom there. It's to be expected. Just going to get it up to operating temperature, and I'll change the oil and change the oil filter as well. Pretty significant moment though. This is the first time she's ever idle that I know. So pretty stoked. Alright, so far so good. Alright, leave that drain for a bit. I'll pull out the oil filter. Make a mess. Jeez, they make it difficult. See myself copping a bunch of hot oil on the arm. Looking forward to that. Oh shit. Oh. Yeah, it's hot. Oh, Jesus. Just left that draining. There's still a bit of oil coming out. Looks pretty clean. Wasn't milkshaky. Didn't have any water in it, which is obviously a good sign. Oil was very black, to be expected, I guess, and oil filter came out relatively easy. Right, just changed the oil, changed the oil filter. Also tightened the fan belts because they were a bit loose. Must have got to check them. I've just done a check over everything to make sure there's no leaks and stuff. Last time we had it running, there was a bit of a fuel leak under the bottom of the carby. So I'm not too worried about that because I'm going to get either this one rebuilt or another one. So Yeah, let's kick her in the gut, see how she goes. Alright, see if she'll start without any throttle. Just not bolted down. I can't find a bolt for it actually, so I just put this one in here to blank it off. Like rattle it around. Pretty good. That'll just about sum it up for today's video. We managed to strip down the carby, sort out a few issues, put it back together and get it running off a jerry can in the back. Went through its first drive, which is pretty sensational. Very, very stoked. It was a pretty sketchy drive considering the tank wasn't in the car, so it was just open to the road, so road noise is pretty intense. And the brakes aren't exactly there, but I'm surprised that it does have a brake pedal, so that's fantastic. Anyway, first drive in well, at least 12 years that I know of, but probably closer to 20 realistically. Next steps from here, wait for the tank to arrive. I'll fit the tank and probably get that carby rebuilt as well. And yeah, thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next one.